I want to try to put in perspective what many of my Democratic friends have been talking about today. They're very, very, very upset at President Trump. And they're very, very, very upset at Elon Musk. President Trump ran for president on a number of issues. One of the issues he ran on, he said it almost every day. He said, if you elect me president, I'm going to go through the entire budget and review all the spending, line by line. If I heard him say that once, I heard him say it 1,000 times. And that's what he's been doing. He went out and appointed, through an executive order, Elon Musk, who some people like him, some don't, but he's not a dummy. He's a very successful business person. He's got a top secret security clearance. President Trump issued an executive order, and he turned to Mr. Musk, and he said, Mr. Musk, I want you to do for me what I said I was going to do in the election.
Welcome back. Yeah, so Senator Kennedy going off on USAID on exactly what they've been spending our money on, and it is glorious. This is one of the most crucial aspects of transparency, and it is showing exactly what people are spending all of our money on. And this, he breaks it down. This is kind of a long video, so let's just get right into it.
I want you to go through all the spending, line by line. Now, let me ask you something, Mr. President. How are you going to review the spending without reviewing the spending? How are you going to audit the spending by an agency without auditing the agency? That's what I mean when I say common sense is illegal in Washington, D.C. That's what Mr. Musk is doing. He's put together a crackerjack team, and they're going through everybody's spending line by line, item by item. And my Democratic colleagues are very, very, very upset. And they've been very eloquent. They've talked about the process, and President Trump's executive order supposedly violates the Constitution. And they've accused Mr. Musk of having conflicts of interest. And so I've heard people say he's sitting over there with a notepad, copying down everybody's Social Security number, and he's going to go use it to make money. I mean, people in this town, not just my Democratic colleagues, they're really upset. They've never said anybody question their spending. But that's what Mr. Musk is doing. But you know, I've listened. This has been going on for a week. People have been screaming like they're part of a prison riot. Oh, my God, look at what Musk is doing. He's looking at the spending. And I've listened to people talk about the process and debate whether it's constitutional and discuss how many lawyers can dance on the head of a pin. But you know what? I haven't heard one single person who's upset with President Trump or Mr. Musk talk about what he's found. They don't want to talk about the spending porn, the waste of taxpayer money that he's found. I mean, that's the point of all this. I tell you who is interested, the American people, the people in America who get up every day and go to work and obey the law and pay their taxes and try to educate their kids and try to do the right thing by their kids and try to save a little money for retirement, and have had to live through 20% inflation under President Biden. They understand what Musk is doing. They understand spending porn and wasting taxpayer money. Now, Mr. Musk started with the USAID. That handles a lot of foreign aid for America. American people are very generous. In our country, when you're homeless, we'll house you. When you're hungry, we'll feed you. In our country, when you're too poor to be sick, we'll pay for your doctor. And we send a lot of money overseas to help our world's neighbors. And the USAID is in charge in large part of that. But I'll tell you what Mr. Musk discovered. I find it.
Yeah, so before Senator Kennedy goes into it, this is such abuse on everything they spend their money on, our money, and it has got to stop. And the Democrats have been absolutely so pissed since this started, because the money train is slowing down, right? It's coming to a complete halt at the end of the day. And we have to stop everything that we've been doing in the past. We are over $30 trillion in debt, and it's not slowing down anytime soon. But with helps of this and helps of finding millions and billions of dollars that have went to absolutely egregious causes and use cases, that's all has to stop. And the people who voted for Trump have absolutely gave him this mandate to do this. We want this. After going through the 4 years of Biden and how much inflation and price hikes that we actually have felt, this is a breath of fresh air, full transparency, and this is not going to happen anymore after these 2 to 4 years, right? And we have 2 really solid years before the midterms, and anything happens. But at the end of the day, if it keeps going the way that it's been going, we are going to smash the midterms, right? And I'm looking forward to it. So I'll play a little bit more of this. Let Senator Kennedy kind of roll off some of the things that has been spent on just the most ridiculous stuff overseas.
It's fascinating. He discovered that the American taxpayers are giving money to Afghanistan. He found that we are giving money to Yemen. He found that we are giving money to Syria. I didn't know that. Some of our foreign aid is going to Yemen, Afghanistan, Syria. He found that the USAID has 10,000 people, employees. And every year they give away $40 billion. Mr. Musk also found, and I'm not saying that all of this money is wasteful. I'm not. Some of this money, I'm sure, does some good. That's why Secretary Rubio is going to revamp the department and separate the good from the bad. But this is the kind of stuff.
Yeah, people act like Senator Rubio, right? He is going to go line by line along with his team to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse. And this is going to be so crucial because USAID, although it is mainly a slush fund for, kind of globalist interests and whatnot, they do have some solid things that they do. So I don't think that they're going to get rid of it 100%. I think it's kind of a necessary. And at the end of the day, if it is doing good across the world and helping our relations with a country and with the growth and stuff like that, it's good to have. And I am so against all of the waste, fraud, and abuse that has went. And if that's gone and all the good stuff today's, cool. But listen to some of the stuff that we gave
Mr.
money
Musk
to.
found. He found that the USAID gave money to support electric vehicles in Vietnam. Our money, taxpayer money. He found that USAID gave money to a transgender clinic in India. I didn't know that. I bet you the American people didn't know that. He found that the USAID gave $1.5 million to a Serbian LGBTQ group called Grupa Izadaji. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies. Anyway, they got $1.5 million to, quote, advance diversity, equity, and inclusion in Serbia's workplaces and business community. What else did Mr. Musk found that my colleagues don't want to talk about? Well, he reviewed a study and then went and checked it. The study was done by the Middle East Forum. They found that USAID spent $164 million to support radical organizations around the world. We're not talking Cub Scout troops here. We're talking about radical organizations around the world. They gave $122 million of that to groups aligned with foreign terrorist organizations, our taxpayer money. According to this report in Mr. Musk, the USAID has given millions of dollars to, quote, organizations in Gaza controlled by Hamas. Why aren't my colleagues talking about that? Recipients of the money, they found, have, quote, called for their lands to be cleansed from the impurity of Jews. That's who we're giving foreign aid to. What else? I'm not going to spend my whole time talking about this, but.
Yeah. So basically, this is just I mean, he goes on. There's another 10 minutes of him talking, and 6 of it is talking about the waste, fraud, and abuse that actually is going through to all of these other countries. But at the end of the day, full transparency is exactly what we're really looking for. And Elon Musk and his team of young geniuses, right, are getting to it. Right, they only have visual, right? They can only look at stuff. They can't change anything. They can't take anything, right? They need to change exactly everything that they're doing because people are waking up and people are getting sick of it. I cannot believe this many people are pretending like USAID has done absolutely everything by the book and spent all of our money on positive, great things across the world. When we're giving it directly to terrorist organizations, we're giving it to our some of our biggest enemies across the world, and they want to keep it going. They want to keep it going and not stop the money train, right? Because do you honestly think that these people are sending over this money without getting a kickback? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. People, that's half of the reason why they send money over to these countries is because they get a kickback, right? And I could make an hour long video on everything that USAID has spent money on that has been absolutely garbage. But save you time, kind of keep it sweet. Yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share Smooth Unfiltered.